Hey guys, my name is WALTR, and I hope you liked the last episode because I went really sappy by the end. I hope you really liked it. I meant what I said at the end. So this is my rank of episodes of Black Mirror that I just watched. And I think that it's a really interesting series. A lot of people say that, those are my notes, by the way. um, a lot of people say that it's a new Twilight Zone, and I get it, but I feel it's more, it's more commentative. Of course, Twilight Zone was commentative as well. There were a lot of morals, a lot of lessons that you learn there, and it definitely has that feel. I'm just saying, it's just more. I don't know. It's just more of a. I would say if 10 years, 20 years, maybe it would be more of a capsule of what this whole millennium has been, which is very much the technology millennium, the iPhone generation, the Samsung generation, the PlayStation 4 generation, the Xbox One generation, the gamers, the YouTubers. Um, of course, YouTube has been since 2005, but I count that as millennium as well. I mean, it is during the millennium. So yeah, um, number 13. San Junipero. Am I saying that right? Um, People from Brazil, just correct me if I'm wrong. um, this episode, I don't know why, the ending just irked me, like, because, towards the third act, she was like, oh no, you don't know me, like, you don't know what I had to go through, and after that, she's like, you know what, maybe I'll be with her, and I'm like, what? What? I know she's passing away, but what? It's it's so ridiculous. It didn't make a lick of sense. It didn't make any sense at all. I think the only thing that really maybe got me interested was the time travel thing that they had. But it wasn't really time travel, it was more of like your nostalgia of like the 80s and the 90s, or the O5s, the O.Os, the Eminem era, or in, I don't know what was in 1990. It's probably Vanilla Ice, um, Shaquille O'Neal, um, Sylvester Stallone, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so Kelly's turnaround was just like, what the fuck? What happened? I feel like we missed the scene. And it's a fucking hour long. Like, these episodes are at least an hour long, or 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I don't know. Um, yeah, so it just found it weird. Um, I don't have anything against romance. Like, everyone, one whom I talked with for Fallen is like, oh, what do you have against romances? What do you have against, like, just cheesy rom coms, or like just popcorn romances? And I'm like, you know what? I don't really mind it. It's just that I feel like I feel like girls, women should have much more respect than that. Like, it's not all clear. That's why I always take the sides when they do love triangles, or dirty breakups, dirty arguments. But I don't necessarily and like them. I always tend to skip them. When it comes out, when they're all like, "Duh, argue, argue, argue." I tend to skip them, and there is something like that. But I'll touch it on later. There are two instances actually. But no, I don't have anything against romances. I just feel like there should just be more. of the time to develop the character, and I think that's one of the problems in this episode in particular, because it didn't develop anything. It didn't develop her character, it didn't develop the reasons, it just didn't develop anything for me. I just think that the whole concept of going through your nostalgia, and when you are on your deathbed, you can choose to pass over. It's more. I think that's more of a euthanasia reference, right? Or an assisted suicide case. Fuck, I can't talk today. But yeah, I feel it's something like that as well, and that's so much more interesting. I'm like, yeah, go into depth more with that, please, or do something good with the romance. Actually, when the first half of this, I was like, yeah, okay, I get where they're going. This girl, she's interested, but she doesn't know if she can. Kind of that awkward, nerdy, geeky girl. I get it. It's fine. It was fine, and then when it got clearer and clearer the picture, and when it went to the third act, I was just like, nah, really? We're going to this angle? Like, I just thought it was gonna go on top, like all these other episodes have done, like on the top of my rank, of course. But yeah, that was just it. Number 12. National Anthem. This is the first episode, and it is a pilot. I get it. But it just felt so out of place. I don't even know what the message is. Like, I could have asked my because she watched it, and I didn't get a chance to ask her, like, what was this about? Like, was this about terrorism? Was this about, like, forcing yourself to do what you don't have to do because your duty comes first? Like, it was mixed messages, which is supposed to be the idea, but I think there was too many. And by the end, I sort of got it. Like, that's where the angle they went with got me. I was like, yeah, maybe, okay, this is what happened. Yeah, so the guy wanted him to do it because he wanted him to learn a lesson that your duty came first, but then it would affect your family? Question mark. Like, it was so like, it was so all over the place. Like, a lot of the other ones are really clear, like they're one path, but this one I felt like it went here and then went there, and then went here and then went there again. So it's like, where are you going with this? Like, I get the whole political thing, and there is a better one. It's called the Waldo Woman, which I will touch on it later on, and I'll tell you the rank of it. But yeah, this is just it's just weird. Um, Nothing really good about it except the betrayal of the second hand in command. I think that was like, what the fuck? If you let him wait for like half an hour, that would have been fine. Um, so yeah, this is it. Um, Number 11. Be right back. You know, even though I say I don't have anything against romances, it seems like the odds are against me. Like, I'm proving myself that I hate romances, but I do not. I absolutely get it. I absolutely get why she would want to put the guy in the attic. That's the ending. Um, and she's hesitant in visiting him, but it just didn't make sense. Why didn't she just disassemble him, or just turn him off or something? He is a computer program, if you remember. Person. I don't even remember her name. God, Jesus, people are gonna kill me in the comments. The woman character, she's so forgettable as well. The guy as well, I don't know his name, but I just remembered them being lovers. I got that, and I felt the chemistry. I was like, yeah, this is a good romance. But they just had to fuck up the ending. I'm like, oh god, you're gonna do this? Like, we're gonna do the whole, no, I'm not satisfied with you anymore, go away, blah blah blah. And it's like, yes, fine, she is grieving. Yes, she is grieving. She needs her companion back. That's why she resorted into bringing back. I'm just gonna call him Gordy from Last Man Standing. Sorry, Last Man on Earth. I'm just gonna call it that because it's a doll. It's a foam doll, which I thought they did really good in making him seem real. But that's just it. That's the only reason that she wants to bring him back, and then she's lost that reason because I think she has sort of reconciled in the days that followed. So I don't know why she didn't turn him off. What? So I didn't get it. Like, and nothing else much happened. Like the sister tried to help her, and she's all like, "No, no, I'm fine." And I'm like, "You're clearly not. You need some help." Um. So yeah, that was number 11. Number 10. Man Against Fire. Now this one I really had a hard time putting on the number 10 is because I struggled with the first part of this because I knew what my last one was. It's definitely Sun Junipero because it's shit. But this one really did a lot more on the PTSD commentary, and I was like, okay, that's a good one. I didn't really know that was the angle that we're going for, but the third act was like, yeah, okay, I got it. I get how that all entails. Then, I just think one flaw for me, a little flaw, was that they were going for the whole Aryan race thing that Hitler preached about, the whole pure genes, the whole pure bloodline, the whole like utopia angle that we went for. But the whole world was still in ruins, like if you saw at the end. And I think that the whole mass concept, which is basically the government angle thing, was a little too on the nose. Like it was like, okay, yeah, I get it already, and it was all like, yeah, the mass, changes your perception of people, uh, depending on what they want you to believe is good. Um, I definitely thought the torture thing, the torture in his mind was real. So yeah, that was really good for me. I don't know. This one was really gory though. I would say if you're squeamish, don't watch this episode. Most likely, I would say. Um, and they call the less inferior roaches, which I thought was weird because I was like expecting big cockroaches for some reason because it's an apocalyptic world, and cockroaches has been around since the dinosaur age. They have been the ones that have survived since the dinosaur age, so it's like, why not, right? But yeah, it was just something from The Last of Us, but not really. Which I really liked because the starter phase was really good. I thought it was really interesting. So yeah, that was my number 10. Number 9. The Waldo moment. This is the one I was talking about earlier. But the reason why it's on number 9 is because it wasn't really strong. So, and again, it's the ending. I don't know why, but most of the bottom ones is the ending. Like I just didn't like where it went. Like the whole reason he flipped over again was because the girl was like, you know what? I was gonna go for you after my campaign. And the guy's like, oh my god, I love you. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Please, just shut the fuck up, okay? Okay? God. And again, it's it's not even a romance this time. Thank God, it's not even a romance. It's a fucking one night stand. I get it. It's a one night stand. Of course, there are political climate reflections, especially in this year. My God, um, the whole disenfranchised thing we get. I got the whole Waldo thing. I think they were going for more of the the Trump thing, because he always interrupts the other candidates and everything. And a political stance, an apolitical stance is still a political stance, because if you're not thinking about politics, you'll still feel the need to tell people that, you know what, I'm not political. I don't really care for politics because this, and you'll still ramble on anyway, like I'm doing. And I said here that it is interesting that a comedian does it, because a lot of comedians these days as well is more political, I guess, and that it's it's not why comedians should be doing comedy, but I think that we all want to be involved somehow or some way, and I guess to help people ease their frustrations and help them vent it is through comedy. That's the best way, and that was shown in this episode as well, when he goes off the rails and he says, you know what, you're a stupid little fuck. You think people like you, but you know what, it's not true. Like, even though, like, people know you and everything, they know that you're shit. You're still shit. But what else choice to have? So yeah, I think he should have stayed on. Even though I got it, like, it's something that he didn't want to do forever. But I think it's just something you have to work with, like, as as a person of business, and as a person of as a person who's understood this for the longest time. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't like to really get ahead, or just to get credited. But again, as I said in a previous video, like, that's a problem, but that's how the world works. Like, you're not going to become president without connections. Look at Donald Trump. He has all the connections. You can't deny that. um, and for me as well, like, I would be most grateful if I would get more connections through this, but I haven't yet had the time, nor had the amount of money that I would like to invest into this, because I'm still a student. But yes, I am trying my best, and I think I got that all from this episode. It was good, but just that ending, man, that ending fucked it up. I don't know why. It just flubbed it. It's just like, you know what? We're gonna give you the guy going to the girl and saying, I'm sorry, and the girl saying, yeah, you little shit, I was gonna get back to you. But I was focusing on my career. And the guy, come on. It was for her, okay? You don't come in with the argument saying, oh no, he probably saw the rounds of his error or some shit. He didn't. He truly believed in what he was saying. But I think there is a little bit of an argument that maybe he looked at it in another way and said, enough is enough, pull the plug. But I don't know, it just hurt me. Anyway, moving on. Number 8. Shut up and dance. Now this is something that I countlessly agree on, because it is very much the privacy thing, and be careful of what you share. Be careful of where you go in the internet, always make sure that you've got a clean laptop. Always make sure that you don't have bugs on your laptop. Always make sure that you don't have people who can hack your computer. Just make sure that, because in this one, it's basically an extortion story, and that's just it. I think the ending on this one is good. I liked that they got trolled, so that just means, like, would you jump through hoops, or would you just kill yourself? Because, like, by the ending, that's what I think they were kind of like saying, because the guy did get killed, like that other guy that the kid had to fight. I'm sorry, there's too many characters to remember the name. I probably should have written down. So yeah, would you jump through hoops to save your image, or would you just let it happen and take full responsibility like someone would? I know that's something that's definitely there. Like, would you take responsibility of what you said or what you did? And that's a whole lot of commentary in this as well. Uh, and another episode actually that's more on the top of the list. Um, the story is there, and I think it's strong, but I think it's just the whole plot of it is a little bit weird, because they're all interconnected somehow by this idiot who makes them jump through hoops, and I think it's purely for their entertainment. I don't know why. But yeah, I don't know why these people are so sick too. It's like, um, they make them fight at the end, like fight to the death, and like rob a bank. Like, it's so stupid, but I think it's definitely for the other side as well, to say, like, would you really, like, rob a bank, and would you really kill someone so that your dirty little secret stays a dirty little secret? So yeah, that's something that's always gonna be there. um and yeah, that was number 8. Number 7, White Christmas. Now this one is a great story. I don't know. My sister said it was really really confusing, because it was pretty coherent for me. It was basically a story about this guy, who's worked in an industry that makes little copies of yourself, and does the whole inside out thing. It is also a painful story, because this is a world where you can block people and you can't see them anymore, and um, they're just silhouettes and you can't hear them as well. And this one is really sad, though. Even though it's a Christmas classic, it's a Christmas classic for the wrong reason, and I'll explain this in a minute. But I definitely think it's such a great story, because he didn't know what to do, and he wanted to be with his child so much that I think it just confused him, and I think it just played to his emotions too much, and that caused him to kill the dad of his recent deed. So yeah, as I was saying, it's alright. It's pretty coherent, but there are some parts that don't make sense, of course. But I think the reason that it was done like that was to juxtapose you, to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, and then bring you back into why he needs to hear the reciting guy's story, because if you notice, that guy was telling him about the dating services and all of that. So I think it's a really sad story if you look at his perspective or not. We are supposed to look at his perspective, but I get the arguments that you have to look at it at the wife's perspective too. But I just didn't like how she flipped on him though. That's one of the things that I didn't really like, because it's just whatever. It's just a discussion. Like, she didn't need to go all ape shit and shit like that. But I think he did push it too far a little bit too. So yeah, that was one of the things that I kind of was like, yeah, maybe this is warranted. I don't know. But yeah, I definitely think them leaving it on the girl on in the snow was a really good shot, and then leaving it on the torture was something that was ironic, because it's more of the fact that he was told the story, and if you remember, the resigning guy, he told the guy who killed his the wife's father, so father-in-law, he killed him, and then he told them to the resigning guy, and then the resigning guy's job is to force people in that place. Like, it's in your mind, but it's not. It is in your mind, and he can like make it seem like you're there forever, or like it's playing on that dream concept, which plays into the next. Sorry, I just ate. Which plays into the next rank. So yeah, that was about it for Bright Christmas. Number 6. Playtest. Yeah, playtest plays more in the horror genre, actually. Like, it's a horror kind of thing. Well, it's more of the gaming one, I would say, because it's the VR headset, Oculus Rift thing that a lot of gamers are using now, and it's catching on because it's the virtual reality thing that's really interesting, but I think it can play to your psyche as well. And I loved that Inception angle, and what I mean by that is the previous one did have the Inception angle in that it did have the time one, but this one had the dream within a dream kind of thing. Like, it was one level of the subconscious and then the next level of the subconscious. So that was interesting to me. Well, that was a lot of that. So yeah, I put here, like, the VR actually makes it seem like what is too real and what is too fake. Like, how do you define and how do you like separate yourselves from it? And that's something that you have to look at. And I think one of the things that is the most interesting at the end is she put called mom at the end, and he didn't really call mom, but the mom called him, and I think that played to his psyche, because if you remember, he was truly worried that, like, he didn't really know what to say to his mom. That, I think, for all of us, like, it's relatable. Like, it is something that we want, but at the same time we don't know how to relate, and that's one of the things that they got right here. I truly liked that they used an Asian actor for this one, because it's like the Asian game kind of thing. A little bit stereotypical, because, like, I know, like, we've had Nintendo, which was Japanese as well, and PlayStation, which is Japanese as well. So maybe not that stereotypical, but the fact that he couldn't speak English, I was like, really? He's been in the gaming industry for quite some time, right? If he's managed to get himself on the cover of magazines, like, how did he talk to the president? Like, logically he should be a good English speaker, and it seems that he is. He did speak good English a bit, like, but he didn't use it. Maybe, he prefers Japanese, which I don't mind, but I would have liked that they put it in there, because when we first meet him is like, fun? What is fun? I'm like, what? Really? Come on, you're a gamer. Like, I mean, you're in the gaming industry. You've probably heard of fun in the reviews. Like, that's one of the things that irked me just a little bit. I do like the horror house that they chose in the second level of his subconscious. I do like that he does get stabbed. Maybe that plays to my gore side of me because I love Saw. Like, I couldn't stop watching Saw, and the ending to Saw is like perfect. Like, for me, it's like super good. I didn't like know the twist. I mean, there were some hammy ones, the Saw series, but yeah, I forgave it. Anyway, moving on. Number 5. White Bear. Now this is something I think a lot of moms would get, a lot of parents would get, a lot of, I guess, people nowadays as well, because a lot of kidnappings are still going on, a lot of like kids are gone missing. Well, I mean, in Malaysia now as well, like, we have something called an Amber Alert. Whenever a kid is lost, we press the Amber Alert and it notifies all the people so that we can get together and like find out who took her. This is one that has the moral of let the time fit the crime, which is a sentiment that we all have, but do the means justify the end? This is a saying that, you know, is like, well, you know, what truly defines, like, what truly separates us from the criminals? Like, are we better than them for like doing the same things to them? It's like an eye for an eye, but aren't we the same level as them then? Like, you know, don't we take the moral high ground? You know, there's a lot of moral grays in the world, yes, but where's the line? And I get it, and this one is, you know, an accessory to murder, and she was filming the kid getting killed and all that, but I would tend to argue for her side, because like, I think it's really bad when you're on the same level, but this one, it takes it up 3-4 notches up, and it's like, because they steal her memories and then force her to go through this maze every single fucking day. Like, don't you think at one point she's learned her lesson? Like at the end too, she was like, kill me, please, just kill me, and like, isn't that your end goal? Because like, you want an eye for an eye, so if the girl died, you are supposed to kill the killer, right? Like, that's how it works, or that's how they think it should work. But does it work like that? Like, this one was, like, for me, like, really good, but like not super good. Like, I have the number one that I can't just like forget about it. But this one definitely leaves an imprint of you, because you know, it's a little girl, it's like a little child, like you notice it straight away. She's like, is this my kid? How come I know her, blah blah blah, but it's just her memories coming back in. And I don't know, like, I guess if I was in their position, I wouldn't be so harsh on her, because, you know, I'm a kind guy. I'm a forgiving guy. Like, you know, you hurt me and everything. Like, I'm pissed, of course, but like, I tend to forgive. Like, I'm like, yeah, after a while, like, I thought about it, and like, I think things got out of hand, blah blah blah, and I think, you know, that's the best way. Like, I mean, punishment is punishment. Like, there's a time and a place for punishment. Like, if you think the crime is enough to punish. Like if you feel like, all right, the line stops at, you know, fucking hitting someone. You know, you get jailed 3 to 5 years. If you kill someone, it's 5 to 10 years. That's fine, but like, do you want to torture her? I guess the best way to reflect on this is, if you've ever watched Clockwork Orange, that's the perfect one that you need to look at and go, did we go too far? But of course, Clockwork Orange answered their own question. This one is more open to your debate, like ongoing debate that's still with me. So yeah, that was number 5. Number 4. Hated in the Nation. Now this one was quite good actually. I thought the acting was good. I thought the storyline was good. And this one is based on bees. Oh, not the bees! They hurt my eyes. Insert insert Nicolas Cage, not the bees joke here. Yeah, I just loved the karma angle. And for those of you who don't know what karma is the totality law, meaning whatever you do, you get back. So if you do good, you know, you get good back. I think the best way to explain it is, one good deed leads to another, and I guess it's help your neighbor and get help back. I don't know, it's something like that. It's do good and good comes to you, do bad and bad comes to you. So it's a totality law. Well, I'm a Buddhist, but I just believe in a higher power. I don't really believe in religion specifically. I just feel that I believe in the messages, I believe in the morals, but I just don't believe that we should be in sects. Like, we should not be segregated to what religion we are. I think that's a stupid idea for me. But I do appreciate the goodwill and the messages that are in religions. I just, you know, whatever. But in this one, we do have a responsibility as people, because in this world today we've become too desensitized to things we say online, you know. And this one too, it's like, she says, oh no, the hashtag death too is just a joke, and I'm like, really, bruh? Death too it's not a joke. Like, so we've become too sensitized to those type of things, and that I get. Like, you know, if YouTube pulled me off my channel because I said death to blah blah blah, and you killed that guy, like, and they pull me out, I'd be like, yeah, that was pretty dumb. Like, that's understandable. But you know, if someone says fuck because like they're too caught up in the moment and don't realize that they're saying it, then I think it's just the way it is, you know. So yeah, that's just my small qualms with life today. Like, I mean, yeah, there are times when saying fuck is wrong. Like, you know, if you say fuck you, you're in the wrong, that's something wrong. But then again, you have to look at the context, and I think this one in particular takes the context in account. Because, you know, everyone's like, oh, death to this person because he did something bad, and death to this politician because, you know, he's like doing nothing. So yeah, I guess, like, if you really want to crucify someone, like, that's not good. Like that's not a good thing. So yeah, the ending, it's something out of James Bond, Mission Impossible. My God, I really believe like someone watched Mission Impossible, James Bond, and they were like, you know what, guys, we're gonna do this here, and I was like, holy shit, it's so good. Like it's so perfect to end the scene. Like the acting was so good. Like I've said this like earlier as well. Like the acting is good. You know, I feel the chemistry between the two of the leads. You know, the women. You know, they were like, yeah, you don't know. I mean, the older one. I mean, the detective who's been in the field for a long time. She's like, yeah, you don't know. Like, you're just an optimistic gal, and I get that. But you need to understand that there are some things that you can't change. And then the more inexperienced one is like, nah, we can do this. But you know, she has her own realism as well. I thought that the bees going in the brain was a little too much, but I was like, yeah, I think that's the whole message though, and I think the whole genocide thing was a really good one because, you know, again, it's the totalitarian law, because whatever you beget, you get back. So, and that caused massive amounts of death. But what do you do? Like, I mean, you know, you said those things, you have to face the consequences. Like you always do. Like, and I think the guy is justified in what he's doing because he's had experience of his, maybe his close friend, or you know, maybe, you know, he had a good heart like me, you know, saw a girl hurting herself, and then, oh yeah, they were roommates, so they're close probably, and then so, you know, he must have been affected by that to lead into that. And that's why I always say there's no true evil. The path to good is paved with evil intentions, like, and the path to evil is paved with good intentions. So it's like, it's always there. It's power, you know, power gets to you. It's human to get caught up in all of it. And so yeah, that was number 4. Number 3, 15 million merits. This one, whew. I didn't really get this one until like I looked at it again. I was like, yeah, this has really strong commentary on like our fitness society, like body shaming society, you know, slut shaming, porn glorifying, just all of that, like sex, you know, sex, body, and fitness. Like those are all pushed in the media today. So that's something that they really got right. I especially, well, I wouldn't say like, I mean, it's like, I think it's really good that they put it on a plate for her and said, you know what, this is something you have to do, or else you'll go back to a life of just cycling on a fucking metal bike that doesn't go anywhere but helps you lose weight. And she's like, no, I'll do this, like, I'll just do porn. At first she's not into it, you know, she doesn't really want to, but I agree with Wraith. Yes, I remember the name, because I was like, what, Wraith? What kind of name is that? It sounds like Roth, but you put an I before the T, you know? It's like, what the fuck? So yeah, I just remember it, Wraith and Abby Khan, because I had to do some scientific research. But she's really hot. I can't lie about that. I'm with Riff. I'm like, yeah, she does look like a girl I would bang. I mean, come on, you guys. Come on, who's not with me, huh? Huh? But of course, I get it. It's like, nah, it's not a good thing when people have to choose, and I get it. I get that. Um, so yeah, I think I've heard saying la di da. I don't know where I've heard it, but I think it was I think if I'm not mistaken, it was Idris Elba who first coined it, and then that guy. I don't know that guy. I'm sorry. I didn't research that guy. So that guy came on stage and was like la di da, blah blah blah, and then dropped the mic, or still has the glass to his neck, and I'm like, okay. I mean, it went a little bit long, but I think it worked because he was really frustrated. We could see that as well. And yeah, Rose, you're like, what does fitness mean? Like, you cycle like for hours and hours, but that's just your leg power. But what about your upper body strength? What about your shoulders? What about your your neck power? Like, how would you do that with the fucking bike? Like, that's not health then, um and yeah, the body shaping in this was just out of this world. There was like this guy who was like a pervert slash asshole slash idiot. Like, you're gonna be at the lemon soon, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, okay? They're just people, come on. But yeah, I really loved the commentary in here. Especially found it really sad when she was getting fucked, and when she was getting fucked, and she was singing her song that she performed on stage. That's where I can find love or something like that. I don't know. I forgot the lyrics. But yeah, that was really interesting. Number 2. The entire history of view. Now this is something out of a science fiction book. This is something like I could imagine Spielberg doing, like Spielberg, Kubrick, one of the greats, like one of the great directors doing this. This is how you do a romance, because we feel the chemistry. We don't get that much of development, but we get it. You set up the characters, you put them in place, you let them work, and then you feel sort of a chemistry, but you notice there's something off, just enough, and then you notice that he is a jealous guy and she is in denial land, and then things start to crumble. I love the concept of the eyes, like it's the rewind redo kind of thing. It's from Total Recall. What's the movie? Oh, Cloud Atlas. It's from Elysium. All those movies. It's put in this, and it's like, yes, it's really good, because the romance here is surprisingly undeniable, because you don't know that they're in love, but you've sensed that they've been together for a long time. You feel the exhaustion, you feel the tiredness, you feel the hate that he has for her after like a while. He's like, no, fuck you, you ruined my life, because I gave up everything for you, and what did you do for me? Like, all of that, like, it's really good. I really loved it. Like, he found out that she was cheating on him and all of that, and she tried to defend herself, which I'm like, girl, please, okay, just please, you're just embarrassing yourself right now. And they break up, and I'm like, oh, bro, I feel bad for you, but just like, fuck her, man. Like, just let her go. Just let her go. I know that's your kid, and I mean, maybe it's not your kid. I don't know. But just let her go, man. She's not worth it. Like, fuck her. Like, come on. There's tons of chicks out there. I know. There's that other chick. I don't know. But yeah, that was really good. But yeah, this one just blew me out of water because I didn't know I was gonna fall in love with this episode so much, and it's unfortunate that it has to fall to number 2 because there's an even better one. But I think this just encompasses what a relationship is. It's the tiredness, it's the exhaustion, it's the countless nights that you go. Is she thinking of someone more better, more better looking than me, more interesting than me, more romantic than me, more spontaneous, more sexy than me. It's all of that included into this episode, and it doesn't have to be said. It doesn't need to be said, and I really think it's close to perfection. I think it just hit a few notes lower when that Jonas guy. Yes, I remember the guy's name because it was Jonas. And I just associated it with, really, his name is Jonas? Why? I was with that guy. I was like, really? That guy's name is Jonas? Like, I was expecting like a Steve or a David or something. I don't know. But anyway, wow, I'm really like on with names and shit. I don't know. But yeah, I just love that this one really incorporated the future and everything, and I just like that all of these episodes don't really have a coherent story, and that's one of the good things and the bad things. Actually, it's like a double-edged sword, and you definitely know the time periods that they're going for because it's like in there, but you don't really know where. Like, it's like playtest was about like 2011 when the new iPhone was out in 2012. Maybe 2014, 2015 when the VR was out. And then the entire history of you is probably 2022, maybe 2024, somewhere in the future, near future. But the next rank, my number 1 is definitely 2050 or 2025, 2057, somewhere around there. So yeah, that was my number 2 though. And my number 1 is, drumroll, Nosedive. Yep, I'm a sucker for this one. I wrote so much for this one that I had needed 2 notebooks. This is one, and the notes in front of me that I am not really reading off of, but something that I have in front of me to just keep my eyes on, or just to look at when there is not much to say. Because sometimes you don't have much to say and sometimes you do. Just let me find what did I have the notes? Oh okay. Yeah, Nosedive. Nosedive. This one is really like the Truman Show. That's the first thing that came to my mind. Truman Show. Yep, this is a Truman Show. They're going for not really Truman Show, but like they're going for the what the fuck is happening, like everyone's looking at me kind of thing. More of the cable guy, more of the, I don't know, this, well, I would say, nah, I got nothing. Cut it out. Yeah, this one praises over attention grabbers, and praises over opinionated society. Sometimes I know I can be that too. I'm not that, you know, pretentious little douchebag who's like, no, my opinion matters and yours doesn't, and fuck you for having that opinion. You know, I'm definitely hard on some of my opinions, but I don't go outright in saying no, you're wrong. But I do say, well, you know, if you take a look at this point of view, you know, maybe you get where I'm coming from. And I think my top two would be academics and depression, because I went through my own depression, and you know, it has nothing to do with this, but it does have to do with our society, and our society is built on this notion that, you know, we should all be scared or be more aware of ourselves, because we are not being, you know, being given attention or being recognized. That was the word I was looking for, I'm sorry. Being recognized because, you know, we are not the same as them, or we are not doing the same things as them. um, and this one has a equal rating system. It's more of the Instagram, you know, more of the star systems that you give to hotels, where they give you the number of stars. You can go like 4 stars, 5 stars, 3 stars. I don't know how you do 3.5 stars, but you can do that apparently. And as a businessman, I would say, like, analytics don't lie. Like, my analytics on YouTube, I understand it now. It's like, yeah, I have to be more consistent, you know, or I'll lose attention, I'll lose views. But I'm not in it for the views, I'm not in it for the analytics per se, but it does give a good insight to how good my content is and where I should improve. And that's where things get into the business side of things. And this one, though, this one, the analytics is good for your self-esteem, but it doesn't mean it's all on you. You know, maybe it's your content. You know, maybe people don't like you, but they like your content. Then, you know, you get more star ratings, and that's what she has, and that's what I have too. You know, maybe people don't like me, I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a douchebag, and I just say, nah, I'm a douchebag. I'm a good guy, guys, come on. But yeah, I mean, it should not, analytics don't lie, but it should not control your lives. And I think that's one of the biggest things for me, to tell you guys. Because, and you know, it's a Christmas message too. Like, please don't let anyone tell you that you're not pretty enough or you're not handsome enough. You know, I've experienced that before, and I'm like, yeah, so it's me. Um, I think it does give us good details, and the dead facial expressions that they give us, or, you know, maybe that's bad acting. I don't know. Either way, it paid off good for them. You know, there was no real muscle movement in their face. There was no real, like, eye dilation, because they have that, you know, eyes, the contact lens that lets them see how much rating they have. It also talks about our freedom of speech. Like, I know there is better ones that were out there about freedom of speech, but this one just takes it higher because it's dealing with ratings instead of just words. And that's also YouTube, the YouTube live, the Facebook live. You want those likes, you want those views, you want those likes as well on YouTube. But I think we are who we are. Um, we can't deny our true selves, and maybe it's disliking the content, or it's disliking a point that you made. My point for Flash was always disliked. I always say, yeah, Barry shouldn't have done it because he's a fucking idiot. I'm always pissed at Barry for going to save his mom because he didn't need to. He could have saved his dad. Just saying, but we are who we are, so we can't deny our true selves. Like, that's just stupid. And it's also the obvious one, which is like, who's your true friends? Like, you can't really trust everyone. Everyone has their own agenda, which I definitely agree with, and I'm on that. But I think that was a little too on the nose. I said pride becometh the sin, because she became too proud when she got like 4.2 rating, and then she fell because what goes up must come down. So yeah, she fell. Wrote more. No. So yeah, that was like, I don't know, maybe it's the first episode I watched because I accidentally started on season 3, and it was the first episode I watched, but it just had so much commentary, and I didn't touch on this in my playtest, but I did go deep into that. Like, I watched it and I didn't even realize what time it was. That's how deep I went. Like, that's how a show is good, because it just absorbs you in the world and you put yourself in the shoes of the person. The only thing I didn't really like it was the part where she crashed the wedding. I'm like, nah, you didn't really need to have to do this because I already got a message. But maybe we needed that. We needed the end scene where she's like, "Fuck you," and the cellmate is like, "Fuck you," and then they leave on the fuck yous because this world, very much like YouTube nowadays, is like, no, profanity's hurt. And I get it, if you want to protect your children, please just censor it out then. Like, don't let them watch the people who say fuck you on YouTube without censoring themselves. Go watch people who censor the fucks, the fucks that they give. That's really weird, and it should have been something I said. But yeah, just monitor what your kids are watching. I don't know. Fuck you. Um, but yeah, I think that so yeah, this society doesn't like profanity, doesn't like what you think, what your real views are. It's very much the high society telltale signs, that they're really pretentious with especially at the wedding. They're all like, ooh, tea, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's going a little too far, guys. I know what you want. I know this is what you're going for. It's just okay. It's getting a little too much. Just saying. And people who in their lives are like, nah, I don't care about that. Like me, like, I don't really care about all the trends that are, but the internet does care. Like, and if I want to work with the internet, I gotta be with the times. I'm so old, what the kids are on today. With the dabbing and And the memes. I was never into memes. I swear to God, I was never into memes. I was never into dabbing. I didn't even know what the fuck is dabbing until my friend was like, "What's dab?" And I'm like, "What the fuck is dabbing?" And he showed me, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" You guys are so weird. Like, this generation is so weird, and I don't know why. But maybe there'll be a whole separate video. I don't know. But yeah, that was that. Cut the coffee now. Um, but yeah, that was it. That was my whole list on Black Mirror. If you guys want to check it out, please check it out. It's on Netflix. Um, skip San Pero. I don't know. I really hate that episode for some reason. Oh well. That was about it, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this. Maybe I'll I may put like pictures or transitions to ease the watching of my not so beautiful face. I know. Um, I don't have enough money to buy a real life camera. Maybe when I save enough, I will buy a web camera, and I will buy a real microphone. So yeah, this is me just saying happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Shit, I almost said a happy New Year first. Merry Christmas and a happy New Year. So yeah, don't be a San Junipero. See you later. Bye.